Well, the goal this week is to get that wheel on the wheel stand. I need to get this tire out of the way, so I need to bring my forklift in, set my long 10-foot boom on it so I can pick it up. I'm going to move it out back in the alley for right now so I can get my forklift in to try to pick this up and see if I can't turn it horizontal, get it on the stand. Well, these tire dogs I made for those 1-inch tires for borax, and I was wondering if they were going to be able to grab these tires, but evidently they won't. I don't know if it's the primer on there or what, but I'm going to put a 1/4-inch shim, kind of tack it on one side here, and so that'll tighten that up. Maybe that'll help that hold a little better. Now let's see if that shim helps a little bit. Well, this is going to be my plan of attack. I'm going to put 2 webbing slings on opposite spokes right in the center of the hub. I've got 2 quick links that are just big enough to go over my ring on the end of my boom. So I'm going to put these quick links on each one of my slings. And then I can attach these to the ring on my boom. So my plan is to use my 2 overhead hoists and pick this whole wheel up and remove my stand from underneath it. then bring in the boom on my forklift, hook to these two slings, and it's going to be close from the height that I have here. My boom's going to be up here. I'm going to be running close to whether my mast will hit the ceiling or not. If I have to, I'm thinking I can take and run another wrap around these spokes, thereby shorten up my straps by a bit. I might do that. I want to allow this wheel to pivot on this strap. So if I take a wrap, that's going to actually kind of bind that up a little bit. So we'll try it first with just a basket type hitch. And if I have to, I can set it back down, take another wrap in there. If I do all that, then I'll have to probably bring my frame back in and set it back down and reposition that. My ring is on the bottom of my beam, so I measure from the floor up to the top of the frame behind the forklift here. I have 55 inches, 56 inches will give me an inch of clearance. So at this point, if my ring is going to be here, from here to the top of the ceiling, where the frame on my forklift might hit, I've got 58 inches. I need 56, so it's really close. But the bottom of my spoke is about 1.5 inches from the floor, so I can set this down possibly a couple inches, 1.5 inches to the floor, lower that, gave me a little room on top. So if I transfer the weight of this wheel on these front spokes, the back end of this hub is going to by default be the heavy end, so it's going to want to drop. So I can take and release the pressure on the overhead hoist on my back and lower this back of this hub down, which will transition this into a horizontal position. So the big thing is just to be able to transfer the weight from my bar to the slings to my boom, and then I can start to drop that back hoist and do this pivot. That's why I would like these to be able to swivel on these spokes to do that transition. If I take a wrap, I think it's going to hinder that some. Right here, I'm just starting to put tension on the wheel, and I probably still have, maybe 8 inches there to the ceiling, so it should be good. So I'll lift it up off the framework. Right about there. Bring it up a little more on my beam. And get this frame out from underneath here. I can come down a little here. my pipe. Kind of level it up. This is where I want it to swivel. I think I can take my pipe out. So I'm marginal whether I can get my pipe out below. I can go up a little bit. I do have a little room to my ceiling. That's about it. Let's see if I can get this pipe out. Hang up here. There we go. Oh, with it supported underneath, now I can make sure my blocks fit. Looks like we're good there. Yeah, we should be good there. Should be okay. That one should stop it somewhere in there. I'm going to leave this one off until the hub is on the stand so I don't have to slip over both of them at once. I'll set it down and then fit this one in. This is probably where it'd be nice to have a second set of eyeballs. I'll lift this up, see if I can't navigate it in. I may have to get off a time or two to see how I am position-wise. Not gonna fit quite, huh? My hub isn't quite high enough. I need to go up another 3 inches maybe. But with my light fixture right here, I'm as tall as I can go. I have to come back and set it down and then take one of those wraps to tighten this up a little bit. since I'm already horizontal, now I can take a wrap on these and I won't need to pivot anymore. That'll shorten me up. That helped. Now I should have enough height. Well, we're on the stand. Got to move my frame out just another inch or two. I'm hitting on that spoke. Take my straps off. See if I can fish this down on top of my rod. There we go. That'll keep it centered up here, I hope. Well, that seemed like kind of a major hump in the road to get it over there, and it worked all right. I'm going to take my overhead frame and shift it this way just a fuzz. Won't take a lot, and I'll be able to rotate this past my tenon cutter. That'll give me room. Well, it is nice to finally have it on the wheel stand. As we're sitting right now with the hubs and the spokes in, if I have it calculated right, we're about 650 pounds. By the time I put 12 felloe sections on at 20 pounds apiece, we're going to be about 890 pounds before we put the tire on, and we have some other iron work to put on as well. So we're going to be close to, if I'm calculating right, about a 1,500 pound wheel when we're all said and done. Anyway, I kind of formulate how this is going to go in my mind, but it's always good to see that it actually does work. We had to make one minor adjustment because the height of my ceilings are 11 feet and the mast on my forklift, it was just really touch and go, and then my light fixtures brought me down another 4 or 5 inches, so we got her on though. Anyway, appreciate you following along. Thanks for watching.